judges, parents, and fellow scholars. My name is Sophia and I've been attending Grace for 9 years now. More than anything, Grace means a second home to me. Every morning, me and the extended care lady Martha open the school doors bright and early at 7 a.m. Around 7:30, Mr. G might casually stroll in for a talk with Martha or even to grab something out of the art room. He usually sees me doing my homework and asks, "Isn't homework for home, young lady?" My response will always be, "This is my home." I do spend a total of 8 hours in class. Add on the 2 hours and 30 minutes I spend in extended care. That's a total of... Did they teach me my math right? Yep, that's a total of 10 hours and 30 minutes I spend in this building every day. I'm not complaining much, but all this extra time did help me create a special bond with everyone here. 11 years ago, I joined Grace Christian Academy, and from the minute I stepped into this building, I've been growing. May have not taken my first steps here or said my first words like in my actual home, but I've been growing a lot mentally, physically, and emotionally. From when Miss Ganhuda taught us how to count to 100, I went home and displayed my wonderful talents to everyone, to when Miss Brown taught us to write our name in cursive. It did take a little longer to learn, but you better believe my name was on every piece of paper in sight. Every word I speak, math problem I solve, or speech I say will be a thanks to every one of my teachers here at Grace. From learning to count to 100 to solving the Pythagorean theorem, this school has watched me grow, and I've watched this school grow along with me. While Grace was celebrating 100 students, I was celebrating my knowledge of the multiplication table. This school and I have been growing into better things, but no matter how big and popular Grace Christian Academy might get, I can always count on it to care. Most school staff nowadays change as their schools get bigger, and not in a good way. They lose their bonds with the kids and their passion for teaching. I've seen schools give out fake grades just so their academic ratings would go up, but honestly, in this school, they care. When I was younger, I was taught with singing, dancing, acting, and basically any form of art there was. I always remember doing acting skits and dancing skits in chapel. And of course, to this day, pre-K still puts on some of the best skits. If I decided to pay a visit to any one of my old classrooms, I would see that not only are they teaching these kids the same way I was being taught, but they're teaching them with the same amount of passion they had when they were teaching me. Whether it's teachers staying hours before and after school to work one-on-one with you, or even them setting up color-coded folder arrangements when you're falling behind on work, they're always here for us. For me, all my sisters attended Grace Christian Academy, so when I attended here, I already had someone to watch over me and to have my back. When my sister had to graduate, I was scared to come back to school. What would it be like? Who would I stay with after school? Who would watch over me? What's done was done. She left, and I'm happy she did. I mean, no offense, sis, I love you and all, but if you wouldn't have left, I wouldn't have been able to open up and grow bonds with the kids like I did. Today, I honestly have no friends here, because all I have is family. I've had the same two best friends since the day I stepped into pre-K. I went right over to the puzzles Carlos and Noelia were playing. It's like I knew in my heart that we are meant to be family. Today, I honestly can't tell the difference between the way they care for me and the way my sisters care for me. We've been friends for so long, we started to develop a family connection. We fight and make up all the time, but we know that no matter what happens, we will always be here for each other. It's just like how I know no matter how many times I sin, God will always be here for me, to help me in my time of need. God has blessed me with my Christ family, biological family, and family-like friends. Some people don't even get one family. The fact that I have 3 shows God's power, if you trust in Him. We all know that God knows more than us, and He will only tell us what's good for us. We all need to learn not to be afraid of what we believe in and to stand up for God. I did just that in this school. I'm not afraid to stand up to people who slander God anymore because I know what's right. I look forward to chapel every Wednesday because I love to see my little chapel buddies learning about God. Without this school, I wouldn't trust God the way I do. I most likely would have let the other kids change my faith because I wouldn't have known what was right. With this school, I stand up for God the way He stood up for me in the face of Satan, and I can't thank this school enough for that. 11 years ago, a little girl walked into class. She didn't shed a tear for leaving her mother behind, but instead walked in to meet her soon-to-be family. That little girl was me, or at least a 3-year-old version of me anyway. I don't know how I knew it at the time, but I had a feeling that this place would become more than just a school to me. I was right. It's become my family and my home. Thank you once again for taking the time to listen to my speech.